Is the regular Pixel 10 already a letdown before it even launches? That's what many users are starting to ask after a new leak hinted that the base model might skip out on some expected upgrades. The Pixel 10 series is rumored to launch in late August, but if you're hoping for major improvements in the standard version, you might be disappointed. Let's start with performance. The Pixel 10 is now expected to come without a vapor chamber for cooling. That's a big deal if you use your phone for gaming or anything that pushes the processor. A vapor chamber helps spread heat more evenly and keeps the phone from getting too hot too fast. Without it, the Pixel 10 might struggle with high-performance tasks, just like the Pixel 9 did. Then there's connectivity. Last year's Pixel 9 offered Wi-Fi 7, a faster and more advanced standard. But this year, the regular Pixel 10 might drop down to Wi-Fi 6E instead. That's still good, but not as future-ready, especially as Wi-Fi 7 routers and devices become more common. The camera setup is another area that's getting a lot of attention. For the first time, the base Pixel model might come with 3 cameras on the back. Sounds exciting, right? But according to reports, Google might use smaller sensors for the main and ultra-wide cameras to make space for that extra lens. That could mean lower photo quality, especially in low light. So yes, more lenses, but possibly weaker results, and it doesn't stop there. Some cool software features like better video stabilization were rumored to come to all Pixel 10 models. But now, it looks like that smooth video recording upgrade might only be on the Pro version. That's a letdown for people who shoot videos regularly but don't want to spend extra on the Pro. Another feature in the works is something called Ultra Race Zoom. It's meant to take over from Super Race Zoom, which has been on Pixel phones since the Pixel 3. While Super Race Zoom gives you up to 8x zoom, Ultra Race Zoom is expected to go even further. But once again, the base Pixel 10 might not get it. It's likely to be exclusive to the Pro model. When it comes to looks, the Pixel 10 could get a new mix of textures. Leaks suggest it'll have matte sides and a glossy back, which would be a small but nice change from past designs. However, cosmetic updates might not be enough to make up for missing hardware and features. So here's the real question: if the Pixel 10 skips out on better cooling, advanced Wi-Fi, upgraded cameras, and the latest video tools, is it worth buying over the Pro or even a future Pixel 10a? It feels like Google might be pushing more users toward the more expensive version by leaving out useful upgrades from the base model. What if the next iPhone ends up giving you more screen, but without actually telling you yet? That's exactly what just happened thanks to a new product listing from popular case maker Spigen. A screen protector listed on Amazon India mentioned that it fits the iPhone 16 Pro, iPhone 17, and iPhone 17 Pro all with 6.3-inch displays. This small detail has created a wave of speculation because it matches a rumor from back in May that claimed Apple would increase the screen size of the base iPhone 17 from 6.1 inches to 6.3 inches. If true, this means the standard iPhone 17 could now be the same size as the Pro model when it comes to the screen, which is a big shift in Apple's design approach. Until now, only the Pro model had that 6.3-inch display, so this update could help Apple create more consistency across its lineup. Right now, the iPhone 16 has a 6.1-inch screen, the 16 Pro has 6.3 inches, the Plus is at 6.7 inches, and the Pro Max sits at 6.9 inches. With the iPhone 17 series, the standard and Pro models are both expected to feature 6.3-inch displays, while the Pro Max will likely stay at 6.9 inches. There's also talk of a new model called the iPhone 17 Air, which may replace the Plus version and come with a 6.6-inch screen. But before anyone gets too excited, it's important to understand that having the same screen size doesn't mean having the same display quality. Apple usually saves the better stuff like higher refresh rate, brighter panels, and more advanced technology for its Pro models. So while the iPhone 17 and 17 Pro might both measure 6.3 inches, you can expect the Pro version to still look and perform better. This change might feel like a small thing, but it matters to people who care about screen size. A 6.3-inch display might be perfect for users who want a little more screen without jumping to something too large. On the other hand, those who prefer smaller phones might feel disappointed, especially if they like the compact feel of the 6.1-inch model. Bigger screens can be harder to use with one hand and take up more pocket space, so there's a trade-off. But maybe this is part of Apple's bigger plan to make things simpler across the board. If all the main models share similar sizes, it's easier to design accessories, update software, and keep things more organized. The fact that a case company like Spigen is already including this detail in its listing adds weight to the leak. These kinds of accessory makers often get early measurements to prepare their products in advance, so they might accidentally confirm features before Apple announces them. Have you ever seen a brand launch a new phone that looks almost exactly like the last one and still manage to surprise everyone? That's exactly what Samsung is doing with the Galaxy M36, which is now officially confirmed to launch in India. On June 27th, the phone is a follow-up to the Galaxy M35, and while it doesn't bring big changes to performance or camera, there's one little design choice that has got people talking. Before we get to that, let's look at what Samsung is actually offering this time. First, Samsung says the Galaxy M36 will come in 3 colors: velvet black, serene green, and orange haze. Visually, the phone is thinner now, with a thickness of just 7.7 millimeters, which makes it about 15% slimmer than the Galaxy M35. That's a nice change for people who didn't like how bulky the last model felt. But inside, things are staying pretty much the same. The Galaxy M36 will have the same Exynos 1380 processor that was used in the M35. So, if you were expecting a major speed boost or new features, you might be a little disappointed. When it comes to cameras, Samsung is sticking with what worked before. The phone still features a triple camera setup with a 50 megapixels main sensor, an 8 megapixels ultra-wide lens, and a 2 megapixels macro camera. And on the front, there's the same 13 megapixels selfie camera as the M35. No changes there either. But one of the biggest questions people have is about the battery. The Galaxy M35 came with a massive 6,000 mAh battery, and many fans are hoping that Samsung will at least match that, if not go even bigger. So far, Samsung hasn't confirmed the battery size for the M36, which leaves us waiting to see if they've managed to fit that large of a battery into the slimmer frame. Now, here's the part that's causing a bit of debate: the display. Samsung has changed the front camera cutout from the Infinity O style, which is basically a hole punch, to an Infinity U shape, which looks like a small U at the top center. Some people think this makes the phone look outdated, while others don't really care because the screen quality is still the same. The panel is protected with Gorilla Glass Victus Plus, so you're still getting strong protection, even if the look has changed a bit. As for the price, Samsung hasn't given us exact numbers yet, but if they follow the same path as last year's model, the M36 will likely start at around 20,000 Indian rupees, which is roughly 230 United States dollars or 200 euros. The top model may go up to 24,500 Indian rupees or around 280 United States dollars. It will be available for purchase through Amazon India and Samsung's official website.